It's probably been a while since you've heard something referred to as a hop, a skip, and a jump away. After all, these days, we all have phones in our pockets with GPS and mapping apps. They'll show you the precise shortest distance or which path is the quickest by time. There's no need for folksy, imprecise distinctions. But in chemistry, very small differences often have very large impacts. So what's the difference between a hop, a skip, and a jump? And what does it have to do with your cell phone? Let's talk semiconductors. This is ASU. Think about how our lives would be different if we didn't have a smartphone or a computer. In fact, without one of those, you wouldn't even be able to watch this video. Even in our lifetime, we have seen how much these electronic devices have evolved. Every year, the newest products are faster, smaller, and more efficient, and over time, they have become cheaper for us consumers to purchase. This progress was made possible because of semiconductors, and their reach extends beyond just phones and computers. They're used in household appliances, cars, and healthcare devices. But what makes semiconductors so versatile and useful in all of these contexts? The answer depends a lot on size and on bonding and antibonding orbitals. Semiconductors are right in between the atoms like carbon and oxygen that we have talked about already that form covalent bonds, and metals like iron and copper. As a quick review, atomic size relates to the strengths of the bonds that atoms form. The smaller the atomic size, the better the overlap of atomic orbitals to generate a bonding molecular orbital that is lower in energy and more stable. The stronger the bond, the lower the energy of the bonding orbital, the higher the energy of the antibonding orbital, and the larger the energy gap between the two. In metals and semiconductors, there are many bonding orbitals combined together into what we collectively refer to as a valence band, and the many antibonding orbitals are combined into what we call the conduction band. Electrical current is a flow of charge, and the charge is carried by electrons. Conductivity occurs when the electrons from the bonding orbital or the valence band move to the antibonding orbital or the conduction band. If the energy gap is large, it is difficult for the electron to move from the bonding valence orbital band to the antibonding conduction orbital band. Nonmetals that form covalent bonds do not conduct electricity well for this reason, because the energy gap is large between the bonding orbitals and the antibonding orbitals. Knowing this information, what do you think is true of metals? Metal atoms are larger than atoms of nonmetals, and the energy gap between the bonding valence orbital band and the antibonding conduction orbital band is extremely small. In fact, they can be so close in energy that the electrons can move freely from the valence to the conduction band without needing to overcome an energy gap at all. This is why metals are great conductors of electricity. And here is where the beauty of semiconductors comes in. In comparison to metals and nonmetals, semiconductors are intermediate in size, and they make bonds that have a smaller energy gap than nonmetals to be able to conduct electricity. However, the presence of an energy gap, which is not present in metals, gives them the versatility so that they can be manipulated to have various conducting properties. These specific properties allow them to be used as electronic switches and gates. So it is not a surprise that semiconductors have great value in modern technology, and knowing some fundamentals of chemistry helps us to better understand this complicated topic. The materials that make up your phone, your laptop, or your car are more than familiar things like the glass screen, the metal frame, or the plastic case. Hidden inside are elements fundamental to our electronic age, like silicon, that exhibit important properties associated with their electrical and thermal conductivity. Understanding these behaviors is a simple step in chemistry, and it unlocks what we can do with different materials. This was ASU. Thanks for watching.